Good morning, everybody. We are doing 4.2, which is on graphs. We can solve graphs basically two ways. One way is do it algebraically, and we have our four ways of doing it algebraically. We can factor, we got our square root property, we got our quadratic formula, and completing the square. Now, we can also do it graphically, which is what this section is about. Always remember that your x-intercepts are solutions. So when they say, solve this, and they give you a graph like this, well, when you are solving it, all you are doing is figuring out where your x-intercepts are. So all I have to do here is go, okay, 1, 2, there it's at 2, 3, 4. So 2 and 4 are my answers. So when you're solving it, your f of x is 0. And isn't your x-axis actually where y equals 0? Okay, so 2 and 4. Those are my answers. All right, let's do this one algebraically and see if we can get the same answer here. So I'm trying to figure out what my x-intercepts are. I'm going to put a 0 in there. Equals negative x minus 3 squared plus 1. Okay, I'm going to use completing the square on this because we're already halfway through the process. I'm going to move this to the other side. Negative 1 equals negative x minus 3 squared. Get rid of this by dividing both sides by negative 1. I'm just going to change the signs here and go 1 equals x minus 3 squared. Okay, now I'm going to take the square root of both sides, and I'll get x minus 3 equals plus or minus 1. Move the 3 over, so x equals 3 plus or minus 1. Okay, 3 plus 1 gives me a 4. 3 minus 1 gives me a 2. And isn't that what we got? Okay, so this does work. All that you have to do is come over here and look at it. It only takes a few seconds to count over. Okay, this next one here, they give you a graph that looks like the blue one, and here's the equation for that. But then they say they want to know where it's crossing at f of x equals 3, not 0 like up here. They want to know where it's crossing at 3. So I put that up here. Then we just look at that and we go, okay, this one here is going to be at 0, and this one over here is at negative 2. Okay, let's take a look at that algebraically and see if that worked. So f of x is 3. So I'm just going to plug that in right there. 3 equals 2x squared plus 4x plus 3. Okay, let's move that 3 over. And I'll get 0 equals 2x squared plus 4x. Those guys are opposites, so they're gone. I'm going to factor this. I'm going to pull out a 2x, and I'll be left with a x plus 2 equaling 0. Just move that over there, no big deal. Use the zero factor property. That one gives me 0, and this one gives me a negative 2, and that's what we got. Okay, so most of the time they will ask you, just solve it, and that's when your x is 0. But every once in a while they'll say, okay, here is the one equation, here is the other one. They want to know when f of x is 3, so you just put that line on there and see where it is crossing there. All right, that's it. Bye.